Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you happen to be new to this channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I am a medium, divine channeler, spirit extractor specialist, white witch and divine alchemist, and I also happen to be a divine feminine on the path of ascension, coming to you straight from the spirit chair, and always so glad to be here, so mo to be. Before I get started with this video, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you who've joined me for that very powerful light language ritual for Ukraine last week. I really felt the power in that. I thank you for taking the time out to do it, because I just felt to like I had to do something. I didn't know what I could do. What could I do? You know, we're all feeling, you know, so much sadness, so much pain from what's going on. You know, so much of us are empaths, and we're feeling that collective energy so very strongly. And we want to do something to help. What could we do with our gifts, with our knowledge, with our skills, you know, to help? And I'm really glad that I was guided to do that, and I thank you for joining me with that. And I know a lot of you left comments also sharing about how strong it was for you, how powerful it was for you. So again, thank you. This particular video is a powerful video. This video has to do with one of my favorite archangels, Archangel Michael. Now, Archangel Michael is an archangel that I always work with. I especially bring him through with personal reading sessions. He is the loudest angel to hear. He's the strongest angel. And I really wanted to do this video because I felt like it was important to talk about how twin flames could really benefit from working with Archangel Michael and how it's a powerful combination. For those of you who have not worked with Archangel Michael and you're on the twin flame ascension journey, this is something that you're definitely going to want to do. Trust me, it is really going to help you. So let's kind of get into this. And just don't mind me if some of my eyes are tearing. I'm just going to try my best to get through this video. I've been going through a lot with different symptoms with my health, and I will be sharing more about that. But I'm a trooper. I am committed to doing this. So let us move forward, right? As Michael does, and talk about how you can truly benefit as a twin flame on the ascension journey with Michael. Now, there's many different ways, but I just wanted to break down some of the most important ways that you can work with Michael, especially if you're struggling on your path, if you're finding it really difficult, if you are getting triggered often, if you're finding the shadow work very difficult, if you're worried about your beloved, if they're wrapped up in lower energies or lower false identities, or experiencing something that's a lower, darker karmic situation. Definitely Michael is going to be an archangel that you would want to call upon. So his color is blue. And here's a stone that I usually work with Michael. It's lapis lazuli. And it has protection, of course, written on there. And there's also a token that I like to carry as well, the shield of Archangel Michael. And some other stones that are related to Michael are fiery stones such as garnet or ruby. So anything that's fire related, Archangel Michael told me, would be a stone that you can work with for the properties of Archangel Michael. So the first way, which I really feel, and I have some of my notes here in case I forget anything, because I don't want to forget anything for you guys. I want you guys to have as much information as possible. But the first way is clarifying truth. Clarifying truth. So when you're on this type of journey, a lot of times you wake up to this journey, you have this recognition of a beloved, you're spiritually awakened, things just feel different, you're having thoughts of this person, you are having feelings, you don't understand, you've never felt anything so intense in your life, it's feeling borderline obsessive, you're not sure if you're going crazy, and you really want to know, is this real? Is this illusion? Am I crazy? So Michael with his sword can really help to cut through any illusion and really bring through truth. So if you're finding it difficult to believe or to accept, if you're finding that you're running from it, trying to shut it off, I don't know how in the world someone could really shut it off, to be honest with you. You probably already know that. But if you're really looking to get to the bottom of things, then Archangel Michael can help bring that truth in, because that's what he represents. He represents truth. Also, too, if you're questioning outside resources, such as you heard something about your beloved or a beloved at a third party, and you want to know, is this real? Should I really take this to heart? Is this something that I should be worried or fearful about? Maybe this is never going to happen. If you're being triggered by something, such as like with social media and twin flames, that comes up often, I definitely say to you that you might want to stop. You might be triggered a little bit. If you can get yourself aside, get enough to sit down, contact Archangel Michael, and really clear your mind and ask Michael, is this something that is an illusion? Is this something that is real? Is there more that I need to know? Is there more clarity about this situation that I need to know? Michael can, again, help to cut through those illusions and really help to bring out the higher truth of things, the higher perspective of things. So that will help you to work with that, to perceive it the correct way, the higher way. And that's going to be really helpful if you're a twin flame. Okay? If you're not trusting your beloved, if you're not sure if this person is trustworthy, maybe they've broken your trust before. Things happen, right? We go through these different lessons. We go through karmic lessons. We go through false masks. We go through societal programming, childhood wounds. And so that can cause people to develop false masks, false archetypes. So Archangel Michael can really help, again, bring out any of that truth if you are getting lost and triggered in the illusion. Something else that I feel like is really important to talk about with Archangel Michael is if you are sensing something, say you are sensing the truth about your path, about your beloved, about yourself, and maybe you're not trusting it. Maybe you're receiving this intuitive insight and you just have this sense or this knowing, or you had a vision, or you heard something inside of your head and you're not sure. You could always check in. Check in with Archangel Michael. Again, he will help to let you know if you're on the spot, if you are feeling that correctly, you're getting that correctly. Hence, most of my clients, if not all of my clients that come to me that have readings, usually find out that they've been on the spot the whole time, but they just haven't been trusting it. Right? So they go to someone else on the outside to be able to help to validate or reconfirm. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But remember, it's always going to be about trying your best to trust your truth, trust your inner radar. If you are having some trouble with that, Archangel Michael can help to clarify. What if you're confused about what you chose as far as your beloved and yourself? Maybe you're not sure what you chose. Did you choose to come together in this lifetime? Did you choose a mission together? What is that mission? What is your own individual purpose? What is your mission together? And you want that clarity. You're not sure. Archangel Michael, of course, is all about mission, and he can help to clarify that mission for you. He'll help clarify your mission, help clarify also the steps if you ask, what are the steps to take, and what are my abilities? What am I good at? What am I meant to do? How do I get started? And Michael can guide you with that. Okay. This is an important one. I'm glad I wrote a note there. This one, people don't talk about that often. I just had a client that brought this up. I know this certainly happened to me. What if you are not sure if you can trust information on a YouTube channel? Right? A lot of us who are on this twin flame journey, ascension journey, back when I woke up, there wasn't stuff like that out there. There weren't videos out there. I really had to just go with what I was receiving and the signs and the synchronicities. But there's so much information that's out there on YouTube. It's really hard to know what's fact from fiction. What is illusion, right? What is emotionally washed? Maybe this person's coming from their ego experiences, and this is not something I resonate with. I always recommend that you ask Archangel Michael to scan those videos. Scan those videos. Ask him, before I open this video, is this video going to be the highest good for me? Or even if it's blog or something else, even if it's a website. And there's two reasons why, too, because First of all, you want to make sure that the website that you're going on to, that it's safe, that there's not going to be any kind of psychic attack energies or anything like that you'll feel really awful from. And we'll talk more about that as we go on. But you also want to ask Michael, is this information, before I even open this up, or even maybe while you're on it, maybe you're thinking to yourself, I don't know, I don't think this relates to me, or something about this information is just not in alignment with me and my path. It's just not. Ask Michael to clarify that for you. Okay, I think that's something that's a good idea, because there is so much information out there. We tend to look for that information. When people find out about this path, they find out about their beloved, they find out that they're here on the spiritual awakening path, they're looking for that information. Normally on YouTube is where they'll find it. So you got to be careful out there. And Michael can definitely be a really good companion as you are looking to find out truth or have truth confirmed to you. Okay, make sure that they are valid sources, make sure they're truthful sources, and make sure they're in alignment with you. Michael can help to do all that. Okay, the next one, helping you to detach, period. Detach from the ego, detach in all ways, unhealthy attachments. Archangel Michael is great for being able to cut you free. Okay, so a lot of times with this path, it's really tricky, it's very challenging, because people tend to really associate with the mind, and the mind could really get us in trouble, because that ego could get us in trouble and tell a lot of really interesting stories. The psycho circus is what I call it. Some people call it the monkey minds. Michael can help with that. Okay, if you are finding yourself to attach to tarot card readings, if you are finding that you are too attached to timing and you're very impatient, if you are finding it very, very troublesome with attachments to negative beliefs, right? We go through this a lot. Stories, negative programs, having negative perceptions, patterns, behaviors, all of that kind of attachment. If you're attaching to a false identity or a mask, if your beloved is going through these things too, Archangel Michael can be called in to help to detach you from that. He brings in that truth, he brings in that clarity, and he will help you to not have the ego running the show. He'll help you to detach from that. It's very important too, especially if you're going through triggering, and you're doing the triggering and the purging, and you're really trying to understand what's not serving. It's the truth versus the illusion, but it's also about being able to detach from what is no longer serving you. So Michael can help that. He can help to cut you free from that. If you're finding that you are attached to your beloved, if you're finding that you are focusing on them most of the day, you're on their social media, whatever the case may be, you could be listening to their music, watching their television show, watching their movies, there's all types of twin flames. If you are finding that this is routine for you and you cannot seem to let go, to focus on your own healing, your own shadow work, your own mission, you're not able to surrender, that's an issue. That's an issue on the twin flame journey. So Michael can certainly help you. And these are things that we have all gone through. Some of us might be struggling a little bit more with it than others. Some of us might be really good, really in a good space with that. Remember, healing is in layers, right? And it's not linear. So we may heal some things and feel like we're good for a while, and then we may find ourselves back in that spot of attaching all over again, and in fear all over again, and in confusion and illusion all over again. And that's where Michael can be super helpful, especially when you're in this fog of emotion with anger and sadness and resentment. It's very difficult, and Michael can help navigate that with you. He will bring calmer energy. Yes, if you're going through anxiety, if you're going through depression, if you're just feeling very down and out, if you're feeling lots of revved up panic attacks or anxiety or anger, Michael can cut you free from that. And he's really good with helping to detach. It's very hard through those transitional times. When we're at those crossroads. Again, think the times when we are going through such release, such shadow work, such transformation. And we go through all these different emotions, and we operate from all of these negative thoughts and negative ego. We have to go through it, right? It's always about going through. So if you're feeling the sadness, you're feeling the anger, the anxiety, the alienation, feeling isolated, feeling guilt, regret, shame, any of that, Michael can really, really help in that way. He will help to restore faith and courage with your connection and your path. Yes. And please remember, with all of these, you can ask Archangel Michael to assist your beloved. If you're not communicating, if you're just having the telepathic communication, which is beautiful, but if you're having that communication and you're not really sure what's happening in the physical exactly, maybe you know, maybe you don't, maybe there's some things you don't know, it's really helpful to ask Archangel Michael to be with your beloved, to help your beloved out. You might want to ask, your twin's higher self, your beloved's higher self, get their permission, they're okay to do anything like very specific as far as healing work, because they do have to participate in that, be proactive in that. But Michael can certainly help in so many ways, especially helping that energy between you both. So just remember that he can be really helpful. Prayers always help with situations. But he will help you to restore your faith, have courage with your connection path, reinforce your strength, reinforce your trust if you lost trust. Okay? If you fall into that fear of maybe this wasn't what I thought it was, maybe this is just not going to go anywhere, maybe we didn't plan this after all, maybe there really isn't a mission. We sometimes tend to fall into that when we go through this push and pull and up and down and go through the triggering and the purging of the past. I've seen a lot of people, when I've had readings, fall into this distrust and this fear, and meanwhile the answers have always been the same. It's just about restoring that faith again, realizing that it's the ego that's being shed. He's going to strengthen the will. He'll help you to strengthen the will. Okay, strengthening the will to continue to do the inner work. Sometimes it's so hard. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I don't know how many times I've said, I just can't do this anymore. I can't, right? But Michael will be with you. He will show you that you can, that you have so much more potential than what you thought you had, and he will help strengthen your will so that way you can go on and do that work that you're meant to do, to grow, to change, to transform, to be your true light, be truly who you are and your beloved. He will help you with taking important action steps, such as with difficult life decisions, right? People that no longer serve us, perceptions that no longer serve us, even places that don't serve us anymore, work that doesn't serve us anymore. Whatever it is, whatever's not serving us, it could be health related, it could be almost anything. If it's not for you anymore because you're growing, you're evolving, then he's going to help you. If you ask him, he'll help you to make those really difficult decisions, and he'll stay with you and help to bolster your faith and your strength and your courage through it. It could be really important decisions that you're afraid to take connected to your mission, taking actions with your mission, perhaps getting started with your life's work, maybe building a channel, building a website, maybe you're procrastinating about what is it that I have to give. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe other people are going to say things and they're going to say really mean things. Maybe I won't be able to be secure doing this work, or have be abundant from this work and be able to thrive with this work. Whatever those negative stories are, again, Michael can cut you free, but he can also help you if you are nervous or feeling very unsure of taking that leap of faith and trusting your gut, trusting your higher self, trusting your team, Michael will help you with that. This also comes to when you're taking action steps with the beloved, right? You know, I get that a lot. It's, should I reach out? What should I do? Should I not reach out? Should I wait for them to reach out? And it's never about that. It's not about what you should do. It's about what is in the highest good to do. What are you receiving? And it's not about waiting. It's never about waiting. It's about surrendering, right? Holding space and surrendering. But if you are feeling it really, really strongly to connect with your beloved in some sort of way, text message them, email them, send them a message on social media. If you are strongly getting that, and it's not coming from the ego, it's not coming from need or attachment, it's just coming from just sheer negative story, nerves, anxiety, Michael can help, again, to help you to cut through that and help you to have that courage, that strength to take that action, take that leap of faith and trusting in the higher plan. Okay, and I think that's really a very important one. Michael is fantastic at cutting people free from lower energies and lower forces. Yes, Michael is very known for this one. You can ask Michael to cut all types of negative cords. Like, we can have positive loving cords, say with like family members, but we can have very negative developed psychic cords with people, with groups, with organizations, with entities and lower beings, and that can drain our energy, siphon our energy, harvest our energy. We don't want that. We definitely don't want that. We don't want those lower connections. So Michael can, with his sword, cut all those lower cords, those connections to lower people, groups, organizations. You can even cut them from lower timelines. Some people are attached to lower timelines, and he can cut you free from that. Some people don't realize too, with cords, they can have cords to family members, to ancestors that are not loving. They're negative cords, and it could go down the generations, down the bloodlines. And that's one area sometimes people forget about, and the timeline one. And Michael could do that. Another one that people forget, and I might do a separate video on this, is with social media platforms and how people can cord into your energy. Groups can cord into your energy. Lots of negative stuff can cord into your energy through social media platforms. Okay, so, being safe on social media is just as important, because remember, energy can go anywhere. All right, so you may click on somebody's profile and be like, oh, my stomach, my neck. You may feel it, right away. Right? You may feel it right away. So Michael can be called upon to cut all those cords, clear all those spaces out. And then, of course, after those cords, those lower connections are cut, he can seal everything up with electric blue fire. So that's something that you definitely want to work with Michael for. Of course, he's known to extract and banish lower beings, demonic, satanic, luciferic, dark angelic, all types of entities. You can call upon Michael and his angels to come in and bind and banish any of those beings back to the universe, back to the light. And let me tell you, in the beginning of the journey, when I woke up, boy, was I working with Michael like I've never worked with him before. Okay. And you probably know what I mean. When you wake up, someone's awakened to the force, right? The light side of the force. The other side, they know, right? Before portals, sometimes it's like cheap shots. They know. And this is not to scare anyone, but this is to reassure you that protection is just an intention away. As soon as you ask, Michael can be called in with his blue angels to extract these lower beings. He can neutralize projections and manifestations. Some of them come from karmic circumstances, karmic rituals, karmic partners. I've seen that many, many times. But he can do all of that. Okay, so it's a very good idea to call upon him when it comes to that. All right. Protection. Now, with Michael's protection, of course, he's connected to the electric blue fire. So people often ask me in my sessions, what is a really good way to protect my energy, to protect my beloved? And I will tell you this. One of the most important ways that I can recommend, there's so many different ways to protect. There really, really is. But fire element, working with angelic fire, oh yes, this is definitely something that I recommend. And Michael's electric blue fire is a fantastic protector for your energy. The way I work with it is a sphere of protection for myself and my beloved. This is just one of the things that I work with. Sealed above the head, below the feet, all the way around front to back, electric blue fire. You can also, if you want to add in his swords, sword above the head, below the feet, to the left shoulder, to the right shoulder, in front of the heart chakra and back of the heart chakra and within the heart chakra. So that way those swords, 7 holy swords, are cleansing all of the energy and also protecting. And if you even want to go a step further, you can ask for his shield to be like scales all the way through that sphere. Okay, and you can do that both for yourself and your beloved. And don't forget your home. You want your home also to be sealed and protected. Okay, so you don't want any openings. You want everything to be closed. And that's your energy fields as well. Closed, sealed, and then protected. Okay, and that will be through all layers, levels, dimensions, timelines, time and space, and parallel reality. So we'll say full multi-dimensional existence, but that's what that means. So Michael definitely could be called for that. And he can protect your timelines. He can protect the future timelines that are connected with yourself and your beloved. He can seal them and protect them. And that's a really great idea. And as I mentioned before, protective stones like lapis lazuli, garnet. I'm wearing some garnet here. Even, I know a lot of shops make Archangel Michael oils, or you can make your own. There's different blends that are out there, but I just want to say the protection is so very, very important. Now, with the supernatural paranormal work that I do, and that's a big part of my mission. So I'm here helping as a psychic medium. I'm here helping as a channeler, channeling messages, channeling the higher beings, and also channeling light language. But as a spirit extractor, I really, really, the combination of Michael and myself has been so very important. From doing this type of work when I was helping families who were having paranormal activity, some, really dark, others just souls that were lost, right, who were lashing out, who weren't heard. Their stories weren't heard. They, people die in tragic ways or traumatic ways, or it's very quick, and they're still stuck in their death state, or there's something still keeping them as unfinished business, those types of reasons. But working with Michael has been amazing, especially for the darker cases, where it was very heavy energy and, beings not having very good intentions and open portals and that kind of thing. So I've done that in the physical, but of course with the remote work, it's very, very important that I work with Michael. That's why the Paranormal Priestess is not just the catch phrase. It really is a part of who I am and why I'm here. And it's so important as we are on the twin flame path, the ascension path, we keep ascending and we keep going up in light. Working with Michael is only going to be a benefit to protect you from lower forces, a benefit to protect, your beloved and yourself, and cut you free from the past, cut you free from anyone draining or harvesting your energy, siphoning your energy out, helping you with being courageous on a very challenging path. Michael will help us to stay in our faith. Michael will help us to stay committed to ourselves, committed to our connection with our beloved, connected to our mission, right? Connected to why we came here in the first place. Michael will be that reminder. Okay, he will be that reminder. He will help us when other forces are seeking to keep us from knowing our true light and our true path. He can be called upon. Okay, and of course, if any types of beings maybe you think are light, like teachers or healers, and maybe they're false light, Michael can be called upon to scan those people. Again, we talked about scanning the videos, but he can help you to decipher, and your higher self can too, but Michael can help you to decipher illusion from truth. So if you're not sure if someone really is who they say they are, Michael can be called upon to scan and let you know what the real truth is there. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it's some things that you may consider. I would love to hear, how you work with Archangel Michael. If you are working with him, you are on the ascension path, you are a twin flame, advanced soul, star seed, angelic, that's all twin flame. I would love to know, how do you work with Archangel Michael? Let me know down below. I would love to hear. Thank you for joining me on this video. I am here for sessions, for reading sessions. I can connect very clearly with Archangel Michael as well as other beings on your team, higher beings of light. You can visit me on theparanormalpriestess.com. I will leave all of my information in the description below. Thank you, and remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.